Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, June 8th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the price you see over here will be changing and the candlestick you see will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, PLTR. Very, very tricky chart to talk about from a presentation standpoint because there's a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean? Well, if you are a day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you're buying right there, maybe you're buying the dip right there, or maybe you're buying the dip right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within, 20 minutes. Well, then from that perspective, the chart looks really, really bad because, wow, this was a nasty move downwards today. But keyword being today, as in one day. When I squeeze things back, and I'm not saying this will occur, but let's say that the price actually drops down even more and comes all the way down here to $13.85. Again, I'm not saying that will occur, but let's just say it does so I can, make this example or prove this point here. So the price comes down here, bounces around, and then heads back up. Now, what do you have in this situation? Well, you have a set of lows there. You have lows there. You have lows there. You have lows down there. And if you envision each one of those as stair-steps, what do you have? Well, from the big picture point of view, you'd still very clearly have stair-steps making progress in the upwards direction. So overall, even with today's pullback, the overall chart is still perfectly fine. Again, if you're a day trader and you bought right there, you don't care about these stair-steps. But that's why I'm trying to differentiate between day traders and then people that care about more so the bigger picture point of view. So no doubt about it today, brutal day, but overall the trend is still in the bull's favor. Next one here, FFIE. Overall, good looking chart. Same general dynamic of PLTR. Now, was this pullback as bad as PLTR? It was not, but same general idea. So I don't want to spend too much time repeating myself, but just as one little reiteration for those of you that watched yesterday's video, talked about that green line there at 33 cents, and so far so good. That's the level of support, and you can see right there it has gone sideways right around that area. So good to see that at least as of now, that level continues to hold. If that level is broken on Thursday, next key level of support you'd want to pay attention to is that purple line there, right now valued at the 30-cent mark. In the event the price does try to turn itself around, key level to watch if there is any sort of attempted bounce back upwards right up there at that 38-cent mark. So keep an eye on that. Both in the grand scheme of things, yes, there has been this pullback, but the question from the bigger picture point of view is, okay, fine, it's pulled back, but what was going on before this pullback? Well, this huge explosion right there, which has now allowed me to draw a bull flag pattern. So if you like bull flags, you like penny stocks, keep an eye on it. Next one, FARM, farm, and nice little setup here, mainly because we have, there we go, a very nice little level that I think makes things very well defined, $3.30. And when things are well defined, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So there we have the area of resistance, and then at the same time, you have this very evident uptrend line like that. So if I change that to green to represent more so the support part of this pattern. And let me be very clear, me drawing these lines is not supposed to impress you. It's not supposed to imply that this is a great discovery or a special talent. A lot of people have noticed both of these lines. And when a lot of people are watching the same patterns, wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So while there is no such thing as a guarantee, is it plausible? Is it valid to think that if this candle here can get up to that point and push up through it, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible outcome. So if you like these sorts of, we'll call it a little ascending triangle here, you like this price range down below $5, then I definitely get it on your watch list. Next, YEXT. I don't think I've ever even heard of this ticker symbol, but YEXT, nice move today, nice volume, and a nice little pattern here. Same general idea, me drawing this line that I'm drawing right here, not supposed to impress you, not a sign of great talent on my part. A lot of people have drawn that line, and we'll be watching that 1360 mark, which just carries us back into that conversation of self-fulfilling prophecy. So no guarantees, but is it valid, is it rational to think that if the price can come up here and push up through there, that break causes more additional buying pressure just because people are buying because it's breaking out of a resistance area? That is certainly a plausible outcome. So keep an eye on 1360. As far as supports are concerned, if you like to play more so pullbacks, then an interesting pullback level right there at 1275, where you can see not once but actually twice price came down around that area and did hold strong. So again, no guarantees, but is it valid to think that it could come down there and then head back up? Yeah, that is certainly a plausible scenario. So another nice little consolidation here, and a one that's got a lot of volume, so certainly worth keeping an eye on if you like these sorts of scenarios. Next one, AMC. Very, very nice day. Finally, the price is broken up through this red line, which for those of you longer time viewers, you know we've been tracking this for quite a while, and it's been a very stubborn level, but the price is now above it. It has stayed above it, so that's where the first update comes into play, and that update is based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward, 465, newest area of support. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these lines down here as they were kind of creating clutter right now, and we don't want to have lines all over the place. So we'll keep an eye on that as the newest area of support. In terms of areas of resistance, I'm sure a lot of you can see exactly where I'm probably going to head with this, but now all eyes on the looming pink line, which on my chart denotes the very famous 200 period moving average, currently valued at $4.79. So no doubt about it, very nice move today. However, there's still a big bit of work that needs to be done, and this quote-unquote big bit of work that needs to be done, all about that 200 period moving average. But I will say that this last portion of the day, I mean, volume really pouring in right now during the last 30 minutes, as you can see over here. So yeah, good solid close to end the day. Does this momentum carry into Thursday? Will that momentum be strong enough to break up through that 200 period moving average? Grab your popcorn and let's see what happens. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen, you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, MOBQ, and there's no doubt about it. This is one ugly, ugly looking chart. To think that at one point the price was up here, and I mean, true story, poor souls were buying up there, and then have it just drop and drop and drop. So very ugly, but you longtime viewers know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly. Now, if you're not a disciplined trader, if you don't like stop losses, all that sort of stuff, I mean, you shouldn't even be trading in the first place, but you definitely should not be trading these sorts of scenarios because you don't want to, become a bag holder or anything like that. But if this thing can get a bit more uglier and come down here to this previous breakout point, and previous breakout points tend to act as support, and then you combine that with the fact that you have the purple line there, 50 period moving average, pink line there, 200 period moving average. So in other words, you have quite a bit of potential support right down here in the same general vicinity of the chart at 17 cents. Does that mean that it for sure bounces from 17 cents? Once more, there are no for sure's, but is it at least a valid, is it at least a plausible thought process in terms of where this ugliness could finally end and then get a nice little bounce? Absolutely. So from a risk-reward scenario, you could construct yourself a very, very worthwhile plan. But again, that's got to be under the basis of you're going to honor that risk in the event that this thing just keeps bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. So if you like penny stocks, if you like these sorts of situations where things are insanely ugly, but there could be some sort of turnaround, keep an eye on it. Next one here, AFRM, same general idea. Biggest difference here, this is not a penny stock, so I'm not going to repeat myself. So on the previous one, we talked about that 17 cent level as a key area. Here we have this where we have the gap close location down around 16. And you also have this purple line here, which essentially is where the price is potentially finding some support right now as I speak. So like I said, same general idea. I'm not going to repeat myself. No doubt about it. Ugly, ugly looking chart. But if you think there is some opportunity right here for a potential bounce with a nice risk reward scenario and trade setup, then definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, TSLA, Tesla, and the broken record continues, higher highs and higher lows. So go ahead and make this first update, which is just, as I've said already, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So going into the day, this area here, right around the 220 mark was that. Now, there is a slight downwards trend to it. So let's just call this $220 as a key level of support. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Then the other level that you got to think a lot of people are watching, and once again, we'll call, I definitely think there's probably some self-fulfilling prophecy angles to this, is that trend line right there. I'm not trying to impress you, all of that. I mean, a lot of people have drawn that trend line. In fact, I would call that more of like a newbie trend line, and I don't say that as an insult. Those are the best types of trend lines, because if a newbie sees it, then veteran trader sees it, which means everybody sees it, which means there's that much more potential for a self-fulfilling prophecy. And just from a pattern standpoint, because I can't help myself, if you like to play patterns, you got yourself a nice little bull pennant pattern there anyways. So overall, the uptrend continues in Tesla, higher highs, higher lows. So let's see if the momentum carries it up above this trend line. And who knows, maybe it gets up into that 232 mark on Thursday. Next one here, AMZN, Amazon, and I should have put this at a different location because same general idea, no doubt about it. Ugly looking chart. So where's that area where it could very well potentially bounce? Well, we have a very interesting level down here. So again, if you like these opportunity in the ugly, then check this out at the 119 mark. You have this former area of support right there where it bounced. Then you also have this pink line. Not exactly, but I think we can all agree both the green line and the pink line are in the same general vicinity. So while nothing is guaranteed, is it plausible to think that the price could come down here and get some sort of bounce? Absolutely. So assuming you're honoring that risk, then what you are risking compared to any sort of bounce and potential reward you could get, you could be looking at a very nice risk-reward ratio in this sort of circumstances. So I don't think I need to say any more. You've already heard me give that spiel. So yeah, if you like these sorts of situations, and maybe this one, you could incorporate options into it since this is a higher price stock and it's Amazon. So, but same general idea. There can be opportunity in the ugly. So if you like the ugly, here you go. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ market. So if you believe that the NASDAQ as a whole is going to rise, this one will also rise. Big difference is that it just allows you access at a much lower price point, which makes it a very popular ETF. And this just brings a tear to my eye. I mean, by using those levels here, I mean, I'll turn this into a plug. Get signed up for the class. Look at this. The power of charts beautifully predicted that area right there. And if you don't believe me, I'm not offended. You can just go back and watch the video from yesterday. But fantastic movement right there. It's come down, but it's now just shattered down through that area of support. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level as it served its purpose. And we'll make this, which is the opposite. When levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if there is any sort of bounce in the upwards direction, this 36.40 mark now going to be a new level to watch. But really at this point with the price, I don't want to say in free fall mode because that's maybe a little bit more of a exaggeration, but there's definitely a bigger pullback here than what's been seen. So as far as next potential areas of support, another area that you got to think makes a very plausible bounce point right here at 34.40. You can see not once but twice the price came down there and got a nice bounce from it. So once more, it does not guarantee that it'll bounce for sure, but it's valid. And then if that level does not hold, at that point, I don't see any reason why the price wouldn't at least go down and test that 200 per period moving average, currently valued at 33.65. But yeah, finally starting to act human here a little bit over the past couple of days, especially today with a bigger pullback. But with all that being said, large picture standpoint, you can see the overall trend still very, very clearly in the bullish direction. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then go get signed up for the class. It'll be very soon, Thursday, June 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, please help me out by doing two things. If you enjoy these, hit the like button and leave a comment. Say hi. Tell me what you traded tomorrow. Tell me what you traded today. Tell me what you're watching tomorrow. But those two things help out the channel. They communicate to me that you enjoy. And as long as I know that you as viewers are enjoying, I'll continue to get this content out to you. So again, get signed up for that free class. Hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. Have a good one.